Trump has now signed up for TikTok and has amassed a massive following of over 5.8 million followers in just 3 days. So my question for the group is why though? Why now? Do you think he's trying to get attention away from the fraud charges? Do you think he wants a backup platform in case things go south, in the election? He wants to start putting out content. What do you... He's a strategic person. He wouldn't
just marketing genius.
This is how I see it. As a meme veteran from the 2016 meme war, I think Connor also served. Trump is the internet.
Yeah.
And whatever the internet goes, and Trump comes in, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's over. It's done. One post dominating. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, and the thing is too that I think he anticipates that somebody from America is going to buy it. I mean, it's a incredibly it's an incredible social media app compared to everything else we have. So somebody in America is definitely going to buy it. I don't think it's going to get banned. So he's anticipating that for one, and two, I think he's like, all hands on deck in this situation because, the younger generation's on TikTok. So that's how he could reach those people. And I mean, shit, I've been seeing the comparison of what his is next to Biden's. It's hilarious. All these people are posting the live stream of it. Biden's at like 400,000 and, he's had this for a while. Trump's at probably 10 million now by the time that we're talking about this. Mm-hmm. So if somehow Trump doesn't win, like there's something seriously wrong because not only did he do that, but he raised $400 million in the past 7 days since his conviction or found guilty, whatever. And just to put that in perspective, Biden set a record for the all-time most money raised in an election in 2020 at $1 billion for the full running the campaign. Trump did $400 million in 1 week. Mm-hmm. So he's going to raise well over $1 billion before the election comes along. So, I mean, yeah, if he doesn't win, something's very, very wrong.
And I think another part of the explanation that we need to consider is the fact that Trump now has Vivek Ramaswamy firmly in his camp.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he's also very internet.
Yeah, very internet-y. And remember, Vivek had that whole thing where he made a TikTok. He wanted to ban TikTok. He was very against TikTok. And, Nikki Haley tried to slam him for creating a TikTok on the debate stage when he wrecked her over that.
Oh, she got wrecked. And you remind the audience
she got smashed on a lot of different stuff.
What'd she call him, scum? Because she's ran out of stuff.
She was going after him, and he's like, "Hey, your daughter's on TikTok. Why are you criticizing me?" And she's like, "You don't get to talk about my kids." And it was a very annoying thing. But Vivek Ramaswamy saw that was where the eyes of the next generation of voters are, and he's like, "Hey, even as we work to reform this app, we want to get China out of it, whether it's forced to sell, forced to shut down, whatever." He wanted to be there to reach them in the intervening time. Trump floated the idea of banning it back like before he left office. I think he called for it, and it never happened. So now he's on it. Vivek is in his camp saying, "Hey, look at what it did for me. We got a boost, got us more money, got us more eyes. Hop on there." It's not even trying to distract from felony convictions. It's just the next step.
Yeah.
At the same time, this is another thing we reported on a couple weeks ago. The Biden campaign is actively hiring for a meme manager.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
They have a job listing.
A meme manager.
They need somebody to create
wait.
memes
You should
for
be
the
an
Biden
incel.
campaign.
Jeez. A meme manager.
Go undercover.
Somebody
Nobody
to-
will know.
You'd have
somebody
to
post
shave your
spicy
head,
memes.
lose all
Yeah.
your testosterone.
Start eating soy.
Yeah.
I actually complement a good part of my income making memes.
I believe it.
It's a very lucrative business, and I think it's booming. And I'm not only a meme manager, I'm a memeologist because I also delve in the study of memes. But I know why Tony brought this story.
Why?
All right?
Why?
I wanted you guys to guess. I mean, I already gave it up. How many times has Tony been banned from TikTok?
I actually don't know.
I knew a number of times.
Really?
Yeah,
What do you put on
Me
there, Tony?
too.
Psychedelics, political stuff. Yeah. They've
Very
banned it numerous
controversial
times.
thing.
I think they're
Yeah.
just discriminating against you because you're Middle Eastern.
Damn.
I hope that's what it is and not my content.
The great thing about those, it's by far the easiest app to grow on if you're trying to grow a following on social media. Because I've had 3 accounts, like altogether, well over 100,000 followers on the 3 accounts that I've gotten removed. So now I'm back at like.
Oh, you've been
20,000.
banned too.
I've gotten my full-on account deleted like three times.
Wow.
Yeah, with over 50,000 followers on each
How
one.
about you, Connor?
I've never been on TikTok, and I have no plan of joining.
My guy.
Yeah.
I watch.
Nat, are you on TikTok?
I have one, but I don't post. I go on there sometimes. I'm not an active TikToker.
I consume
usually go on
TikTok
my Instagram.
via Instagram Reels like an adult. So
Well, you know,
Yes.
that's all we need.
my wife's big, doing the TikTok thing.
Yeah?
Brandon knows.
Yep.
And my brother's also a big TikTok guy, and they laugh at me because they have this ongoing joke that when things get too short, it's been 3 months. So like all the first things go through TikTok,
Yeah.
and when they reach a short algorithm, like, it's a very old stuff.
Yeah. It's true. It kind of is true.
We're trying not to have that here at Valuetainment. We're working very hard for you to have all the freshest, best content on shorts.
Yep.
So, Tony, you brought the story. What's the outcome? What's the solution?
Well, it
What do you
goes
think
back to
about
what
Dana White
Connor's-
being on the first video? One of the best people, a
Yep.
freedom fighter. I
Yeah.
love that guy.
I think that was a great person to have him do it because that base is Trump's base. He's, you know, I guess you want
Alpha men.
Yeah, that's exactly the term. I don't want to say right wing men, but yeah, these
Normal
alpha men.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
normal, healthy
Men,
people.
that's it.
Yeah.
Men,
Yeah.
men.
Happy normal people who enjoy their lives.
Exactly.
They're UFC fans. They're Trump supporters.
Yep.
Yeah,
The,
the
the
two-
direct intersection there.
And going back to what Connor said about it reminded me of when Trump initially signed up for Twitter. They were mocking him. They said, "Oh, why are you on Twitter? Isn't this like ridiculous that the president of the United States is up at night sending tweets?" But he said, "You're making fun of me, but it is an effective form of communication for him
Yeah.
to get out his message to millions of people." And so I think he'll, you know, if he leverages this right, he can get access, like you said, to a number of people, demographics that he hasn't touched before, and also he can get it out faster as opposed to some of the other platforms and reach more people.
And-
There's stuff I've seen on TikTok that by the time it hits the other platforms, you know, it's old by then. So
And it's good that he kind of did this now because now we're going to get what does Trump's TikTok look like? We already seen kind of some of the other people already. So now you know whatever he's going to drop on here, eyes are going to be really glued to it. So it's perfect like marketing.
Imagine the videos he could make with the $400 million. You know, like how creative he is.
Brandon, forget it. Like TikTok
Dude.
is over.
Yeah.
Sure,
Over.
but
he doesn't
still.
even have to do anything on TikTok.
Well, think about the value.
like just reposting all the fire TikTok content it's made for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What-
gonna come
it's
with
gonna
it.
be the first. And
Yep.
if he does anything, imagine you start your account with Dana White on your side.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yep.
It's over.
Think about these dudes pay for one of those shitty TV commercials where there's like, oh, you shouldn't vote for so and so because like he didn't like pay his taxes in 1980 or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, they'll pay millions of dollars to get a couple 100,000 views in those TV commercials that are boring that nobody watches. But you know, Trump could for free get potentially hundreds of millions of views every day on his TikTok.
Yep.
And going back
We'll see
to
how long that
the
takes to ban it.
politics side of this thing, you know, you said you don't think they're gonna ban TikTok, and you think
I think somebody's gonna buy
Someone's gonna buy it,
I think
okay? But they're still there. Like, I mean, the jury's still out. Literally, we don't know if it's gonna get banned or if it's not gonna get banned.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this TikTok possibly banned protects Trump from being banned inside of TikTok, or is what do you think, Connor?
You're asking like if somebody buys TikTok and an American company owns it, is he going to get banned?
No. Oh, I mean, since TikTok future is in the air, they probably don't want to mess around too much and ban an ex-president of the United States. You think he's protected inside TikTok, not getting banned right
I mean,
now?
I've never
Or
heard
is,
of a.
Is he likely?
I've
to
never
get
heard of
banned
a
after?
political candidate getting kicked off of TikTok, at least in the United States. It's not a thing that happens very often. I'm
So
sure
he might be safer
he might be safe there.
in a Chinese app than an
I
American
think it
app.
can't be
You
worse
think
than
so?
what Meta does to him.
Yeah.
Does to people on the right by censoring them. So I think he'll get a better shake there than elsewhere.
How much is TikTok worth? Does anybody know off the top of their head? I'd never really looked at that, but
Not.
I mean, if Elon Musk wins this court case and gets the $55 billion payout, I wonder if that would help him be able to buy TikTok. Imagine if he like buys TikTok and Rumble.
Well, that would be
I don't actually look. I've been. Oh Jesus! I celebrated 50 Cent when he dropped. In the club, and now I'm gonna carve on date myself again.
Oh boy.
I've been around the internet since
MySpace.
MySpace. Since MySpace,
MySpace is the
What?
best.
Yeah.
listen. I was advertising band and shows in MySpace. I've been on Facebook since before they had like Facebook ads.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm pretty much an internet elder. That's what I am.
okay.
And I still cannot comprehend having vertical video fed to you in, this motion. Like, what makes TikTok different? Like, I don't understand what makes TikTok. Like, because if you go.
Because it's not for
The
you.
algorithm.
It's
Oh,
not.
yeah,
it's not for you.
Yeah.
It is for the Gen Z and below kids who've had their attention spans so fried by every piece of short form content they've ever consumed that you can't pay attention to anything that's longer than 30 seconds to a minute. You need constant scrolling to feed you something new every 30 seconds. You need to be scrolling TikTok on your phone, watching Netflix in the background, and watching somebody play Subway Surfers on an iPad in front of you.
That's exactly what I do all the time. But I don't understand how TikTok is different. I do the same thing of endless scrolling, but I do it on YouTube or I do it on Twitter. I've been doing it. Have you guys been catching yourself a lot, like doing the TikTok thing inside of X?
Yeah, doom scrolling.
Yeah,
it's
doom scrolling.
where you sit for. Oh, I'm
Doom
just
scrolling. I love that.
You think I have to? That's a real thing. They call it doom scrolling because you sink hours into it. It sits down and
scroll.
you know what? I need to look up a tweet for this article I'm writing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up Twitter to find the tweet and bookmark it so I can pull it. And then I look back and it's been 30 minutes and I've just looked at nonsense and never bothered to look up the tweet.
Yes.
Because that is what these platforms are designed to do. The longer you spend on them, the more things you engage with, the more money the company gets, the more revenue is generated for advertisers. That's why a lot of the legislation places like New York are trying to pass. Social media apps for anyone under 18 cannot infinitely refresh. It's where if you want to go to the next page of content, you have to click a button because then it's a conscious action that tells you you have to go to the next thing and you wait for the next page to load.
Right.
That's smart.
Imagine if Google didn't have pages and it just infinitely, like you'd find a lot more search results.
Yeah.
Page 2 of Google doesn't exist for all intents and purposes.
No, it doesn't. And
Whoever's gone to the bottom of the page and what's on the next one? Who knows?
Yes.
Who knows?
Could be anything. Could be exactly what you're looking for. You're
And
not going to
mind
find
you,
it.
TikTok is also an app that focuses on one thing, and it's that short form content. All the other apps, you have Instagram that gives you photos, you can do stories, you can do
But how about
carousel posts,
Vine?
YouTube.
Vine was only-
But Vine was doing great
Yeah.
until it just disappeared.
I don't understand.
But that's
TikTok
where TikTok
is the
came
new
in.
Vine.
TikTok is the new Vine. TikTok, you can. It's literally. What do they say? If you focus in the major and not in the focus in the minor, not the major, and that's what they did. They focused right on one thing, which was short form content, and that's all that's on the app.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Master-
Now, here's my solution for this problem.
Here we
okay? I think the Chinese people have copied enough American tech, art, shoes, and things. I wouldn't buy it. I would just copy it and I'd be like, you guys are banned and we're copying your whole stuff.
Name me a
And that's
better.
it.
Name me a
They
better
did.
algorithm.
It's called Lemonade or something.
Name a better
Lemonade
algorithm.
is like another TikTok.
Name a better algorithm.
Define better.
One that's like that can help videos go viral easier than TikTok. Because TikTok is one where, like, out of all the apps where you could start with 0 followers your first day and get 100,000 views or 1 million views on one post or your 5th post. Like, you know, I mean, you should know that firsthand. Like, I know
it.
It's the easiest one to grow on if you're starting from scratch, right?
But is growth the ultimate goal?
And you have to think about
No,
why
it's
it
not about-
exists. It's purely for data collection. So they are incentivized to get more people on it and more people engaged with it because then they get all the data from all these people. So you can't really rival that with a well-meaning company that's not trying to get people addicted.
I don't know. I'm not endorsed by them, but I like the good old boys at the NSA to go through my data. I love you guys. Not the Chinese government, NSA, CIA, FBI. I love you guys. Go through my data.
I prefer to be spied on by American governments. Thank you very
American
much.
government.